Hi, fans of high-quality entertainment. So this is the start of my series ranking all of the George Harrison studio albums. So starting with Wonderwall music, and then electronic sound, All Things Must Pass, Living in the Material World, Dark Horse, Extra Texture, read all about it, 33 and a Third, the self-titled George Harrison, Somewhere in England, Gone Tropo, Cloud 9, and his final studio album, Brainwashed. So 12 albums in total, so there's going to be 12 separate videos. Aren't you excited? And what I've decided to do with every album that I do, I'm going to rank them, one by one. And instead of rating them, usually, 10 out of 10 or whatever, I think it's going to be better if I rate it, like B plus, A minus. That's how I'm going to do my ratings. So Wonderwall music by George Harrison. There's the album cover. Came out in November 1st, 1968, and it is the very first Beatles solo album. Of course, The Family Way was released in 1967. Paul McCartney was on that, but that was a soundtrack. It wasn't a solo album. And this was also the very first album released on Apple Records. And Eric Clapton plays on one song. It's called Ski-In. And there are so many different genres on this album. Indian classical, Raga rock, psychedelic rock, experimental avant-garde, world music, instrumental rock, folk rock, psychedelic, experimental, and Indian-influenced rock fusion. There's lots of genres on this. And there are 19 songs in total. There's bonus songs on this too. But I just concentrated on the original 19 songs. And I have played this since I bought it. So I've played this at least, 7 nights in a row. I've played this. That's how much I enjoy this album. And, going through the individual songs, and by the way, this comes with a very nice booklet too. So there are 19 songs in total, and there's bonus tracks on this too, but I just concentrated on the original album. And there's, 19 songs, and the one thing is, if I read one of these songs, besides Ski-In, which features Eric Clapton, and it almost sounds like a Cream song. It's a rock song. It's really cool. But all of these other songs, for the most part, Crying, Cowboy Music, On the Bed, Glass Box, In the Park, I don't know what they sound like, because when I listen to this album, I'm not concentrating on the individual songs. I'm it's just the whole experience of listening to this from start to finish. I find it so relaxing, interesting. There's great melodies. There's, some vocals. I love, like, the start of the album. It's like the follow-up to Within You, Without You from Sgt. Pepper, which I've always loved. I love the sitar. So I'd never really heard this album before, maybe bits of it. And I did say before that, the first 2 albums by him are experimental. And what I mean by that, this isn't certainly as experimental as electronic sound, but, it's not song-based like the upcoming albums would be. And it's not for everybody, right? But I love this album, and I'll probably play it again tonight. Like I said, I just find it very relaxing. And every song, there's not one song that I dislike. And so I was really, really, really impressed with this. And I don't think, even on some of the future George Harrison albums, this might be ranked above, at least a couple of them. So for a rating, I'm going to be very serious with my ratings. So far, Wonderwall Music is in first place because it's the only album I've reviewed. And I'm going to give it a solid A. I was going to say out of 10. That wouldn't make any sense. I'm going to give it a solid A. And I'm just, like I said, very impressed with it. And if you're a Beatles fan and you do love Within You, Without You, check out Wonderwall Music because it's excellent. And that is my very first review of the whole George Harrison discography. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of this album, if you have heard it. And if you haven't heard it, I hope you do check it out because it is superb. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like the video. If you see the hype below the video, click that if you enjoy this video. And make sure you're subscribed. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.